Hello, I am Tanya Nardini and I'm a Brazilian director and choreographer. And since 2007, I am an associate director for Chicago the Musical all over the world. That means that this last 13 years I've been traveling all over the world, working with some amazing, talented artists from very different cultures. We've been doing this virtual meetings, almost all the Velmas, all the Roxys, all the Billies, and more and more and more from everywhere.
Well, for me, when I received your first mail, I was thrilled. I I I thought that this idea is it's crazy. It's brilliant because um, it's like interesting to see how the same experience is lived by different people with different cultures. Even though we can touch each other, we can touch our souls, and that's why I think this is a brilliant idea, and I'm very happy and very proud of being a part of it. Thank you. I love you all.
That's how this little project started, connecting people outside in, inside out. Enjoy.
Thank you very much for all of you for being here. Such an honor.
Who's the first person going to be to say, is everybody here? Is everybody ready?
Right? Okay, so what I would like for you to do is to introduce yourselves and just, say your name and where you're from, where you played Billy, and whatever you want to say about it. Can I start with Kyung was my first Billy.
반가워요. 나는 한국에서 2007년서부터 빌리를 했었고요.
Hello, nice to meet you. I played Billy since 2007.
Здравствуйте, приятно познакомиться. Я играл Билли с 2007 года.
10년간 해왔던 것 같아요.
Probably I played the role for about 10 years in Korea.
반갑습니다.
Nice to meet you all.
Приятно познакомиться.
My name is Alexander Arsenьев. Я играл Билли 6 лет назад.
I played Billy 6 years ago.
Этот проект у нас длился целый год, и я практически сыграл все спектакли, несмотря на то, что у меня было еще 2 состава.
That show was running in Moscow for almost a year, and I played almost every show of that season. Although I had 2 other projects that I was involved in running at the same time.
Сейчас, благодаря тому, что происходит, я взял свою семью в охапку, оброс и уехал со своими детьми в русскую деревню.
Now, because of what's happening in Russia as well, I grabbed my family, grew a beard, and moved to Russian countryside, Russian village.
Мы доим коров, колем дрова, ходим за водой на озеро, топим баню, топим русскую печь.
We are milking our own cows, we are cutting our own wood, we're taking water from the nearby lake and making Russian sauna and having a Russian fireplace going.
Good life. So, if I'm not mistaken, Chicago was his first musical. From what I remember, Sasha is the principal actor in a very, very important theater company in Russia. And when we were doing Chicago, when we were rehearsing, he was doing a Shakespeare and a Brecht at the same time. Which for me was like crazy.
Hello.
Can you introduce yourself, please?
Sure. My name is Alex Bourne, or Al Bourne to my friends. So Al Bourne. I first played Billy Flynn a long time ago, actually, in 2004 at the Adelphi Theatre in London, in the original London production. And that was great. Did 6 months there. And 10 years later, I was asked to go and do the ill-fated week in China with Tanya. That's the first time we met. So they got together a group of mainly UK-based Chicago cast, and we all got together, and we were supposed to do a 10-week tour of China, weren't we? But it got cut short. So we actually did one performance and then got flown home. But what a performance that was.
Yeah, so that's very interesting, because that experience, when we the rehearsal period with this company, Alex company, was amazing.
Yeah.
Everybody was so eager to do the show. And then we went to China and we were cut short and we did one performance. We left China with the feeling that we owed China our show, because it was a brilliant cast and a brilliant show. Right, Alex?
Yeah, it was. Well, we had an extra, you know what it's like when you put a show on. It's always very last minute, and you're always like stressing in tech, and then you open, and then it takes a week to settle down. Whereas we were leaving the UK. We left the UK a week later than we were supposed to. So we used to turn up every day at Pineapple Studios in London and run the show. So Gary Chris got to clean the show to within an inch of its life, because we would just run it every day for a week. So by the time we got there, we were ready. Then we had another week to wait before we did our one show. So I think it was the most rehearsed production of Chicago in the history of Chicago.
But then, Alex, Craig, which is your friend,
yeah,
he went to China. So he did the show in China. Right, Craig?
No, I took over here. Jonathan did China.
Jonathan did China.
But our South African company went over and did China, and they did it all. They did the whole run. They did what
Twice.
was. Yeah, that's right. They did China. Before I stepped in Cape Town and Johannesburg. I'm Craig Urbani, by the way. I played Billy in 2007 in South Africa. And then also 10 years later, it was 2008. Going into 2009, actually, in South Africa. And then 10 years later, in 2019, last year, I did South Africa, Cape Town, Johannesburg, and Germany and Austria.
So let's go, Thomas from Denmark.
Yep, that's me. I did Billy in Copenhagen in, I think it was 2017. Is that right, Tanya? I'm not good with years.
16. Oh,
16.
We rehearsed
Right.
16 and opened 17. Yeah.
All right. Well, and I think we've all done it, and we all knew what kind of precision it took. And I find it most amusing to talk about when things went wrong. I promise I stuck to the script all the time, never went beyond. Promise. And then I have to say that due to personal things that happened in my life, I had one day where actually, not to go into personal, but my son had just received a very severe diagnosis. And I was playing Billy that night at the theater. And for some reason, I had made a chapter shift in my head. And I thought that the next thing I was doing was doing the bows. But the next thing I was doing was really the courtroom. So Mary Sunshine says, "Here is Billy." Billy! And the audience, and suddenly I was sitting in the green room. It wasn't because I wasn't paying attention. It wasn't because I wasn't focused. I have never, ever missed an entrance in my 25 years as an actor. And I've never missed it besides then, but I missed one there. So they were waiting for about 20 seconds. So I got in there and I thought, oh, we're in the courtroom. And then I didn't have my jacket on, so I had on my white shirt. So I started doing the whole scene, and I just rolled up my sleeves. I took off my bow tie and tossed it, and just went on as if that was how I was in the courtroom. I had nothing else to do. But at that point, I was completely on track. So I apologize. I apologize, but I think sometimes it's the funniest to hear when things went wrong. So
after the fact. Tom, my
Hi.
Billy from Australia.
Hi, Tanya. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
I really played the part of Billy by default because another actor, an Australian actor named Jason Donovan, who has worked a lot in the UK, was offered the Australian tour. He had work to do in England and couldn't do the seasons in Sydney and in Brisbane. So I was asked by the Australian producers to play Billy in those two cities. And I also had the benefit of working with Tanya and Gary and Jesse through the rehearsal period. So we played those two cities. And then I must say, it was a wonderful experience, and I found it very difficult to say goodbye to everybody when the whole rest of the cast went off to Melbourne and Jason joined them to play Billy in Melbourne. That was just early this year. Chicago has been done in Australia several times in the early 1980s, about 20 years ago, 10 years ago, and this most recent one, but it was a wonderful company and a really great experience.
It was great. Thank you, Tom.
Thanks.
Tommy, Korea. Yay! 안녕하세요.
안녕. 안녕하세요. 저는 한국에서 시카고를 세 프로덕션을 했었어요. 2008년, 그리고 2012년, 그리고 얼마 전에 2018년. 경우야?
네. Hello, everybody. I played Billy on 3 productions in Korea, which is 2008, 2012, and then most recently 2018.
예. 2018년에 시카고 우리 안재욱 씨하고 같이 했었는데 너무너무 성공적이어가지고 관객이 너무 많아서 그런데도 불구하고 공연을 멈춰서 너무 아쉬웠고 빨리 다시 시카고를 할 수 있으면 좋겠고, 그리고 타냐 지금 이렇게 보게 돼서 너무 반갑고, 그리고 우리 한국은 지금 저도 맘마미아 공연을 하다가 공연이 스탑이 돼가지고 지금 현재는 이렇게 집에서 굉장히 오랜만에 이렇게 휴식을 취하고 있습니다. 경우?
And in 2018, when I played Billy, that was with Jaewook, and it was really successful, and the audience loved it, but we couldn't do an open run, so it was very sad to leave the show. So I really want to go back very, very soon. And it's so good to see Tanya and everybody like this. And recently I was doing Mamma Mia, but it had to be closed down because of the situation also. So in a very, very long time, I'm taking a proper rest at home these days.
I miss you. Okay, Jaewook, since he was talking about you, go ahead.
얘기가 나왔으니까.
여기는 지금 밤 9시 반이에요. 저는 2018년도.
That was 2018.
네, 시카고 함께해서 너무 즐거웠고, 얼마 전에 저는 여기서 또 뮤지컬 하다가 지금 코로나 때문에 공연이 중단됐어요. 그래서 데뷔한 이후로 처음으로 지금 집에서 쉬면서 애기 보면서 지내고 있습니다.
So this is about around 9:30 p.m. in Korea. I played Billy in 2018, and I had so much fun doing the show. And recently, I was also doing shows, musical shows, but it had to be closed down. So for the first time after my debut, I'm staying at home, looking after my baby, taking a rest.
Send my love to your wife and your baby.
가족들한테 아무튼.
네, okay.
So, Pasquale,
Hi.
From Germany.
Yes. Hi, everybody. This is my first Zoom meeting. It's so crazy. You know, it's so crazy to see you all and to have Billy in common. I thought, wow, everybody of us had to learn all these lines and the singing and the process. And yes, I played it only 4 months in New York on Broadway and in Stuttgart. And yes, what shall I say? You know, I always, when I was the first time, after the actor school in '96, it was the first time in New York, or it was then '97, and I saw the first Chicago performance there on Broadway. And as a young actor, I start to weep, and I thought, oh my God, I also want to be part of Chicago once. And you know, 20 years later, it became true. I was on this stage 20 years later where I was weeping, hoping that I can be on the stage. So from the time I met Tanya and I knew that I have this role, it was like a dream come true. Even now, you know, when I think about all the feelings and the emotions I had, it feels like, yes, just a dream. It's unreal, but I know that it was real, and it was so fun and so a high consciousness of being the whole time. There was pure being through this whole process, because I had not a lot of time to prepare in English, and then I had to change in German. Very fixed. So it was really crazy. It was crazy, but great.
Dankeschön.
Bitte.
Jean-Luc, à Paris.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for inviting me to this Zoom meeting. I love it. Thank you so much, Tanya.
Thank you. Merci.
It's a great and absolutely crazy idea. Chicago the Musical in France was last year, 2018, 2019, so the last season. Definitely one of the most beautiful character that I have to play. I'm in the musical industry since, yes, something like 14 years now. And the beauty of the cast in France was definitely the diversity, the fact that people can come to the theater and see beautiful blonde ladies as Roxy and a black actor as Billy Flynn. And it was something really, really powerful in France, because that's the sad reality. Diversity in France is not really something that people think about. So I was really proud, and I felt really grateful. It just became a reality for me. Yeah, exactly like you was just saying, Pasquale from Germany. So yeah, a real and a blessing opportunity.
Merci, Jean-Luc. Pedro.
Hello.
From the company in Mexico.
Hi, guys. Hi, everybody.
Hi, Pedro.
My name is Pedro. I played Billy Flynn in Mexico from October last year until this pandemic came. It was a gift, like, for everybody to be in that role, with that responsibility, with such a good company and friends and the people. I mean, I'm Cuban. I've been living out of Cuba for 20 years now. I'm living in Miami, but I work in Mexico. So, and it was fun. It was a great. I've been in contact with the Robs, both of the Robs, with Gary. I'm still learning from you guys, even though we are out of the show, and for me it's like, wow, like being here with all of you guys, with all the experience that you guys have on the stage, and looking at you, because some of you we recognize from pictures and videos that Tanya showed us, and yeah, now I'm seeing you guys here, and it's a very nice feeling. So from Miami to you guys, we love. That's it.
Gracias, Pedro.
Билли в последней постановке.
Now, Sam was my latest Billy. We were just working. I think I left you in Yakima or Spokane, somewhere there. February?
Hello, everyone. Yes, my name is Sam. I am, if
you are.
Peter comes back. I am currently playing Billy Flynn on the United States National Tour. We started rehearsals this January into February, and we were on the road for about 3 weeks when Broadway halted performances and everyone else followed suit. So yeah, I got to play Billy for about 3 weeks, a little under 3 weeks. We were scheduled to go until February or January of next year. So I have hope that Billy gets to come back to me in some way, shape, or form. But it is absolutely amazing and a privilege to be on this call with you all and a part of the legacy of Billy's throughout the year. And the entire cast, we have a little chat that we have. We are very anxious to get to come back to this. Not only this story, but this production of this story is so special. So very anxious to come back when it is safe.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sam. You will be back.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to have you all together, so have the opportunity to see you all and for you to meet. I've been thinking for a long time, since I think maybe 2010 was my 3rd year of doing Chicago International. I was thinking, how can I make an international cast? Everybody together. It's impossible because to have all of you in the same stage. We only have one Billy, and I have like all of you. So that's the way. That's the way to have you all connected for real. You are already connected through me and through the show, but now you are connected. You see each other, and you can share experiences, and maybe you can have plans, you know, virtual things. One play, another one sings, and another one dance. And I don't know. Actually, the big reason is because I miss you. I miss you very, very, very much. Really, it's been such an honor to know all of you and to have the opportunity to work with you and to know you and to be with you and to make sure you had a good time doing the show and make sure you feel safe and free and enjoy doing what we created together. And I really miss you.
I feel that I didn't get to do it long enough. I only did the one performance with you. So, you know, if ever it comes back to the UK, let's hope we can do it again together sometime.
Yes, that would be great.
But not many of us have had the chance to do the show before you and after you joined. And I think everyone will agree, even the ones that don't have a comparison, that you brought a beautiful humanity to it and a wonderful environment for us to play.
Yeah.
Felt very safe, very free for us to explore, even within the rigidity and structure of Chicago, which is kind of, you know, it's quite set. You have to do it to beats and by numbers. But within that, I think the Billies will agree, you brought a beautiful, safe, playful, human element to the experience. So thank you for that. I think you're an asset. You're an asset to Chicago, to the global Chicago. I really think you are.
100%. 100%.
Thank you, Craig. Thank you very much.
I'm just curious, since we have this wonderful translation going on here, and thank you so much, translators, for this. It's absolutely great.
Amazing job.
Yeah. I was just curious, Tanya, if you could let us in on how on earth do you direct a show to people that you don't, I mean, you don't tell me that you know all of these languages. I mean, how does that work?
It's because of them.
So you gave directions and then it was translated and...
They are here, not because they're not Billies, but they're Billies, Velmas, Roxys, and the whole ensemble, because they would translate every thought of mine. That's why, for me, this moment of being in lockdown so hard, because I need the hugs. I need the eye to eye. I need to look in your eye. Even if I don't speak the language, I can look at your eyes and see one of them translating, and I see in your eyes if what I said is getting into your heart. Mm-hmm. Trust me, it's not easy for them because I'm Brazilian. My English is kind of... So they have to translate, really, they have to translate what I'm thinking.
May I say, the experience for me was the best experience I've had in a company, in a show. Everyone was very committed to the show, committed to doing the best that they could every night. And that, I think, is something that you created in that rehearsal room. The respect for the show, the fact that it is demanding, it is very tight, but it's really great work, and you created this terrific feeling, this great feeling of ensemble working together, because the band's on stage with us, the ensemble play important roles as well as all the leads, and everybody in the Australian cast at least got on so well. There weren't any egos flying around. Everybody was just doing their best work every night, and it's because of what you created in that rehearsal room.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Я хочу подхватить Тома и сказать, Таня, тебе огромное спасибо за то, что ты сколотила такую команду с нами. Мы общаемся на протяжении 6 лет со многими до сих пор.
I want to
Tasечка, давай.
continue Tom's thought and say that a great thank you to Tanya, because you've created such a tight team. We are still, most of us, friends to this day, and it's been 6 years since we worked together.
Spasiba, Sasha. So I want to thank you very, 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 very much. Spasiba, kamsahamnida, dankeschön, merci. Thank you all.
Thank you, Tanya. Thank you so much, everyone.
I hope
Thank
to
you.
see
Tell
you
Greg
soon.
hi. Tell Greg hi.
In touch. Okay, I will.
See you again.
Love
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye. Bye.
Thank
you very much.
Bye
bye.
Bye. Bye, Caro.
Bye.
Un beso.
Bye, thank you.
Gracias, Pedro.
Bye.
bye.